Hi everybody, this is Grace and I'd like to welcome you to my latest video. This is a project that I started actually a couple of years ago and had to set aside, but now it's complete. And I did this for my sister, and right now we are sitting in her cottage up in the gold country of California in Calaveras County, and a little town called Wilseyville. And we're filming this away from my home, so it's a little difficult, so bear with me. I just want to show you this project as I'm going to be leaving it here, and I won't have it to film at home. So this is a fairly large project. This is a medieval castle, as you can see. And the paper that I used on the outside of the castle is actually paper that I got from a hobby store, not a craft store, but a hobby store. And it worked just perfectly for this. The entire project um, is made up of chipboard, sometimes medium weight, sometimes double heavyweight. It is sitting on a base, a solid wooden base, which adds a lot of weight to it. And I have used some decorative wood trim around the outer edges of the base. On the side, if you would turn the project, you will see that there are rocks. And those rocks are right out of my yard, and they are attached very securely with glossy accents. And then I just have some die cut vines going up the side, and then we're going to show you there are actually 5 albums in this project, but one of the nicest features that my sister insisted on having, and I'm so glad she did, was the castle gate. You can see the castle gate here, and it's held closed by a magnet, but it will open. And inside, let me get this so it opens all the way. You can see, I'm going to zoom in on this the best I can, and I might have to adjust the lens, and I'm sure I will. And we're going to I hope you can see there's a knight on his valiant steed coming out the castle. That's a little shaky, sorry about that. So let's see if we can go a little bit closer. No, we're losing grain. So let's zoom back out, and I'll readjust the camera so that we can show you the entire project. And we're going to show you the back of this project. Let's see, was there anything else that we needed to tell you about this project? We do have some brass pieces up here, bronze, and the flags. The roofs are just gray cardstock that are stamped with a cracked design. Now the back of the project, you'll see there are 2 albums. This is the King's album, and this is the Queen's album, and I've used some raised metal drawer handles, and this album will come out, and then that album will also come out, and we'll show you those albums in just a minute. Let me turn this back around. So here we go. Now I may have to adjust the camera a little bit to accommodate this, but let's see how it goes. So we'll start with this. This album, both of these albums have a window, and it is a vinyl type window, and it has copper foil around it, and a brass Tim Holtz plate. And then it's got some die cuts. It has this handle, and I'm going to set it up here so I can show it to you. I hope I can see that. That looks pretty good. Yeah, I think that'll work. I'd like to get closer, but this opens up quite a bit. So here's the inside of the album. You can see this is a clear window. This is a section for a dedication or introduction. Then we have the pages will go like this and then flip out again. So you have room for a lot of photos, as well as this large tag that goes inside of each of these large pockets. This is a booklet. This is a little tag, and then this is a booklet that you can also put more photos or journaling in. Put that there, and then close it. Thank you. I have help on this. Okay, so then this page opens, and we have a combination page over here. This is a booklet with a little metal piece here, a little metal key. And oh, the paper that I used on here mostly was Stationer's Desk and another collection I can't remember, but I'll try to put it in the comments. And then we have a flap here that opens so that you can put a photo back here and a photo here. And then this booklet keeps this flap down, and then that flap opens up, and you can certainly put a couple of large photos there. And then this is, I think this gray paper is probably one of my favorite. I did use punches here. I have metal pieces and some red roses. This is closed with a magnet, as you can hear that. And this flap also has a pocket with a booklet in it, and I'll put that back in there. I'll show you this one. There are others in here, so I won't pull those all out for the sake of the length of the video. And then that flap opens as well, and it opens double, and it also has a booklet right there. So you can put that back in there, and we'll close that one, as well as the tag up here. Then we have this jeweled piece. It's a brass piece, bronze piece, bronze, with a jewel in it. And this paper that's another collection, but they went so well together. Like I say, I'll list them. And that opens, and then there's a booklet in here. And then we have this page that flips up. It has a little tab down here, and it flips up, and you can put photos in both of those spaces. Then we have the rose page. This is just lovely. I cut some birds up here, and these are some Spellbinders dies, and this is another pull-out booklet. And then there's journaling and photos here, and then there's a little tag over there that you can pull out and just tuck back in that die cut. That's an old, I think that's a Cuttlebug die. Yeah, just like that. And then that page opens up and opens again, and a lot of room there. We also did some stamping to embellish it even a little further, and a lot of inking. We have this page, which is very interesting. It's got some skeleton leaves here. It's got a lot of punching around it. Then we open here, and this is embossed with a Cuttlebug die, or one of them, I'm not sure, as well as this one over here with some brass, some roses, and that flips up. And the next page, we have another one of these magnetic pages with the booklet inside the flap, and then that page opens with more space. Okay, and then we have the butterfly page, And it's another page like this with another booklet in here with some stamping. And we have butterflies, and that opens. And I would like to count and see how many pictures you can actually get in this album. I'm not really sure. So then we've got this page here. And that one. And is that it? Nope. One more. That's right. We got a couple of little tags here on this beautiful antique vintage type paper. And then we have a waterfall with a magnet closure. And all of these are places where you can put some scaled down 4x6s. You can just trim your photos or print them whichever way you want. So that's the first album. That's the King's album. Okay, I'm going to set that right over here. And this is the Queen's album. Again, we also have the handle on the side and the Queen's crown here. And it's very much the same as the King's album. It also has the copper. And I left this, it was a specialty paper that I used over top of the acetate. But you can see that it's also a window. I darkened the King's one, but I left this one craft color. And there's a metal plate with a key. And we'll open this one up, and then we'll see that it has the dedication sheet, and then it has this page. This is very similar, but there are some differences here, and there's a booklet here tucked into that pocket, falling out because of gravity. Someone's coming to your door, Dee. And I'll just continue. So we've got that. Now the difference is, on this page, we've got a split pocket over here. So I've got two split pockets there. I have a booklet here, and so we're going to do that, and then we'll flip this up, and then this booklet keeps that flap in place as well. And on this part, there's a magnet that holds this closed, so you can put a photo here and a photo there, and this one does the same, like that. On the ends of both of these, we have booklets tucked in to the end of each one of these. Okay, so we'll flip these over, and on the backs, we have a pocket here. Instead of a flap, we have a flap on this side. This side, I have a pocket with a booklet tucked in there, and that'll go right in there. And this booklet is right here, and then we have this page here, which folds out. It's held by a magnet. It's pretty strong. Isn't this paper beautiful with the pen and quill? I love it. Just perfect for this album. Okay, and then we have, again, another one of these bronze pieces with the red jewel. And then this opens, and there's a booklet here. And here's our half pages again. Half pages right here. And in the half pages, we have booklets in here. And on the back, we have our pockets with our booklets as well. And those just tuck right in there. That opens, doubles out. And there's a little tag right here. It's embossed. And we also have all these large tags on the top of all these pages. This is an interesting page. It has another feature. It has what looks like a window with a little brass piece right up on top here, and it opens out. It's a hidden hinge in there, so you don't see the hinge. And it closes with a magnet, and then this opens. There's a booklet in the pocket under here. So that's a booklet also. Then we have, to go along with those colors, also these flaps Oh, and on the flaps, by the way, there's also a little tag right there. Okay, so there's a tag there, and then there's the end booklets, like that, and the pockets on this side with 2 booklets here and here, and there's a brass piece there, and then we have another full flip out page, double flip with a bronze piece here, and another page. This flips up. It has some white flowers on it. That flips up, and then this one flips up as well. There's a booklet here with some birds right there, and then we have this flip out and this one, and then the end tags, which are dark red, and then our booklets over here, our 2 little booklets here, this one and this one, and then we have a tag over there. I used, I think that's an EK Success Punch on that. This is a Spellbinder's die, and there's the large tag, and then we have a bronze piece here and the Spellbinder's die, and this opens like this on this side and has a large booklet right here, and that goes in here like so. And then there's another waterfall. It's got, you could put 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 photos in there if you wish, or you could do 8 with journaling. Okay, so that's the Queen's album. Okay, we'll put that over on the side. Now, another feature of this is that this unit comes off. This unit comes off. And I'm going to set that right over here because hidden back in here is another album. And this, I originally intended it to be just an old-fashioned type photo album. It has a cinch binding, and it wasn't quite large enough, so I laced it up on the side. And on the front, it has a pocket. Some of the hidden, what was it, findings die from Tim Holtz, and Cuttlebug dies and whatnot, and a little booklet here for a dedication. And so I'm just going to set this down like this and show you inside. Half of this album is papered, and are we getting that whole thing in there? I think we're going to have to stand it up. Okay, so we have, let's see, we have a booklet on this side tucked into this pocket, and then that flap comes out, opens up, and there's a spot for journaling over there. I don't think that's in the video, so you can see it there. There's lines for journaling. I think that was just a pad of paper that I used. And then another magnet page here. Oh, and by the way, on the top of all, inside every one of these pages is a very large tag, this size, that you can put 4 by 6s into. And the pages themselves are file folders, manila file folders. And so I just left them folded and trimmed them, and then I used my cinch binding to put this binding in here. Okay, so then the next one is birds, and that flips out, and then that flips out. Tim Holtz, a bird on a branch die, and there's a booklet there. That's okay, you don't have to open it. It's fine. There you go. And then that is a Spellbinder's butterfly tree die, and another one here. and there, and we'll just keep going. Some more die cuts. I think these are Jarvis dies. And then some more of the booklets. Kept this one kind of simple. Didn't want to get too ornate on this since I wanted it to start out just as a plain photo album to begin with. But I wanted to make a few of the pages nice for the special photos. And then we have the key page. And so there's a lot of keys on this. And let's see. And then Martha Stewart punches and Reese dies, I believe. And we have just a couple more pages. This is the last of the decorated page. Have some brass down here, bronze findings down here. And I think that's a memory box die inside that one. And then we go to these pages, and I just put this little flap here that says photos. So each of these pages are just plain, but they do have pockets here so that you can put documents and letters and anything you want, memorabilia of any kind inside these pockets to keep it safe. And I think there's like about 8 of these pages. You don't want to get them too full because it's got to fit back in its pre-assigned space in the castle. So I'll put this back up here. I'll just put this back. Now we'll just do this. And we'll put this over there. Now, this is where I had to stop when I was interrupted doing this project. And by that time, a new collection had come out. And so even though I love the papers that I was using, I just felt I had to finish this album with a new collection here. And you'll recognize it as Graphic 45's Enchanted Forest. So I finished the last 2 albums with this paper. So I will show you these papers. This booklet, I don't know if I'm getting, you know what, I'm going to set it on top of this. How about that? A little bit of height. There we go. So this has the gray cardstock, but I stamped it with the cracked stamp, and because it shows from the top, so I wanted it to look like that, as well as what I did on the top of this and the top of this piece right here. So we'll look at this album here. I had to keep this flat. I could not embellish this because it has to slide in there freely. So this is the Enchanted Forest paper. And I did this with the knight and the damsel or the princess. And so this opens with a magnet here. And then that flap opens. And there's a booklet in the front here. And it does open like that. And then inside the page, there is another tag that comes out and opens like this and tucks right back in there. Now some of these booklets, because of the cut aparts, some of them are horizontal and some of them are vertical. So the next page, I just love this page. It's not embellished really heavily, but the papers are just so gorgeous you don't really need to embellish a lot. I did put a bronze piece up here. This is a booklet, as well as that is the booklet. So this is the Fairy Princess. I'm not sure, but it goes into this pocket. And then this one opens, and I don't need to really take any of these out. They're all about the same. This just has a punched edge. And then this is this paper is just so gorgeous. This says life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale. And so then I put 4 brass pieces around there, and that flips out and exposes all of this gorgeous paper here. I did use the 12 by 12 papers and 8 by 8 papers in this, mostly 8 by 8. And then we have this. Now this is an example of the vertical cut apart on a tag, just like that. Instead of going in this way, it goes in this way. And then we put that back in there. Go to the next page. And this is just a booklet tag. It looks like a tag, but it's a booklet and goes into that pocket. And then there's that tag over there. And we made some little flowers to embellish. And then there's this vertical tag. Whoops, sorry. It's a little hard to do from the side. So there we go. And the next one, now this is the Knights page, and it has a lot of bronze fittings, and it flips open, and then used a lot of the flags. And then we have this page, which this was so dark I had to make a lighter tag here, and it I just trimmed around the brass, so it just looks really cute. Punched edges. Okay, and then we have another, the fairy page. What's this? I believe in fairies, it says. I used a wooden stamp on craft paper to give it a woodsy look, and one of the Spellbinders dies, and carried that stamp through there. And there's a booklet there. And then we have the last page, which is a booklet on this side with a large bronze flower. Okay, just trimmed around the edge of the half doily. Now this page has a special feature. This is chipboard, and I made another door like the front of the castle. Put a coat of arms shield on it, and it opens like that, and then this flips up, and there's a pocket up here, and then we have a waterfall design here that let's see, there's 1 2 3 4, can't get it, 4 and 5, and then that. So you've got places here for all of for those photos. That goes down, and this flips up. Oh, and by the way, you can also take this out and pull this forward, and you can pull this out and put a photo in there instead. Yeah, or you can put this, just leave this in there. And I'll get that in a bit. That's a little hard to do with one hand. Okay, so that'll close, and then we'll finish that album. That goes over there. And then we have this album. This comes off, and this album comes out. And again, this is using, I'll put this back on here, like that. And it fits really snug right there. It won't slide off. It goes right on there. So this is the little album with the Enchanted Forest paper, and I have little ribbons here to hold this. And again, had to keep it flat, but then it has a page here, and then this flips out again. It has a booklet up here that opens. All the booklets open like this, so I won't be taking them clear out. Okay, I can't see. There it is. And then this part flips up. And you can put a photo or journaling there and photo up here. And then the next page has a little tag booklet here. And that just goes in the pocket. And here's the fairies. I believe in fairies. That opens. It has one of the Graphic 45 stamped one of those ladies on there. And then there's this one. If I don't pull it all the way out, I can get it back in. Now, one thing I haven't finished, and we need to do this. We are going to, these are little books. We made these so that they look like books, and put a little cut apart on the front. And we're going to put names of castles across the front here, which we haven't done yet, but that is forthcoming. And then there's pages in here to make it look like a little book for whatever you want to put in there. And that little book goes into the pocket. And there's another booklet in the top of that page. And that flips up and has a sword. And then, let me see. Yeah, then we have this one. It's a tag booklet over here. A booklet in the top. And the flip up with the crowns. Then we have another booklet here. A leather book. And we'll put a name of a castle on that one. And then there's this. And this. A booklet there. Sword. Booklet. Book. Okay. And then this is the last page. It has one of these tag booklets. That'll slide in there. And then it's got this tiny little magnetic closure here with a little waterfall. So this waterfall has 1, 2, 3, 4. So you could actually put like 8. 1, 2, 3, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7 photos there without covering up any of the paper. So that's the little booklet, and that completes the set. So it was a long video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next project. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.